Paper Mario series, despite bearing the name of Nintendo's most famous mascot, has never quite hit critical mass. Perhaps it's because it's been such a departure from traditional Mario games in the past, or maybe it's the funky art style that turns people off. Either way, Nintendo has apparently been watching the sales numbers closely, because Super Paper Mario for the Wii is about as traditional a Mario game as they come. Eschewing the turn-based battles of past games in the series for the time-tested jump and stomp mechanics the series is known for, Super Paper Mario is looking to reinvent the series with its hybrid of 2D and 3D gameplay. The stories in most Mario games generally revolve around rescuing Princess Peach from one predicament or another. And while this holds true of Super Paper Mario as well, there's much more to the prose than that. The nefarious Count Bleck has forced Princess Peach and Bowser to wed, but it turns out to be a bad idea when things get out of hand. As you might expect, Mario sets off to rescue the princess, and, in a strange twist, save his longtime nemesis Bowser as well. As in past Paper Mario games, the writing is superb. The story is also a little darker than what you've come to expect from the series. The game is played predominantly with the Wii Remote held sideways like the classic NES controller. As mentioned previously, Super Paper Mario is not a turn-based RPG, but you'll still be leveling up the world's most popular plumber via combat. As Mario stomps his enemies into submission, he's rewarded with points that will eventually increase his life bar and attack power. You can gain more points per attack by performing stylish moves, or shaking the controller from side to side as Mario gets down to business. Aside from the stylish moves, the Wii functionality is fairly minimal. You can point at the screen like you're using a flashlight to get hints and discover hidden items and objects, or furiously shake it to remove status ailments like being frozen, but other than that, it's a fairly straightforward Mario game, with the exception of one huge twist. While the paper aesthetic has been used in prior games in the series, here it's taken to new heights by the ability to flip the world from 2D to 3D simply by pressing the A button. This flip in perspective reveals items that were previously invisible and allows you to negotiate areas that were previously blocked by objects in the 2D perspective. The entire game is built around this mechanic, and it's definitely something that has never been done in games before. You also get all the traditional Mario abilities, but they're handled a little differently. Instead of having all of his moves out of the gate, you gradually earn them by collecting pixels. These little creatures reward Mario with new abilities like throwing objects or dropping bombs, and they follow him continually throughout his adventure. But you won't just be controlling Mario. While he's the only character that can flip between perspectives, you also have command of other denizens of the Mushroom Kingdom, like Peach and Bowser once they're rescued. Each has their own set of unique abilities, and the puzzles revolving around this are woven into the fabric of the game, which always keeps you thinking. Each world is split into different chapters, much like old-school Mario games. At the end of each world, you'll square off against a boss, which will reward you with a heart that can be used to unlock the next world. As you defeat enemies, you're rewarded with coins, which can be spent at the store for health-restoring items or status ailment remedies. You can also purchase traditional Mario abilities like fireballs, or pillage them from fallen foes. There's also an overworld connecting all the levels together, where you can talk to various characters to get hints about what to do next. With sharp writing, that patented addictive jump and stomp gameplay, and an incredibly inventive 2D to 3D mechanic, Super Paper Mario is going to surprise a lot of people who have played prior games in the series. You may not have expected it, but this is a traditional Mario game with a twist. So stay tuned for our full review next week to see if it's a failed experiment or the beginning of great things to come.